We are back. We are back from the commercial break, and we have in the studio here with us a dear brother. I've known him for a very long time. We worked together in the UK on Galaxy Radio, and he's here in Africa. Reason he's here, of course, we'll hear later on. But I know that he wants to come to Africa. He wants to return to his homeland. So his name is JAHTATA. Brother Abu, introduce yourself, please.
Vudum Gambia. Salam alaikum Gambia. Nagade. Yes, all the other rest are vibes then we go with. Being here. It's a pleasure being here. And rise up to all the people of Gambia.
Yes, because they heard you talking. They have seen you on TV as well. And I have been getting some information that this man is direct. This is the man to listen to. He says what he means. He tells the truth. African Liberation Day is coming up, Brother Abu. They call it African Liberation Day. Do you think that that is an appropriate name to call this celebration, African Liberation Day? And do you think it is really a celebration?
Well, I wouldn't call it a liberation. I'd work on reparation because we have to repair the damage. And let's say power is the ability to define one's own reality, as we call it, reality. And we have, as African people, we have to ask, who are defining for us? And I've come to a country where I have to rise up the president because, you know, he's defining for Gambia. And I hope the Gambian people would realize that America and Europe could never define for you because right now those are the ones that cause you to even be in the situation that you're in. So when we talk about liberation, first of all, you got to repair the damage, you got to repair the mind.
Exactly, and there's a lot of that to be repaired. Yes, Brother Abu, when I have said to people many times on the radio, when I see them in the streets, when I get them in the universities where I see them, you know, the mind needs to be repaired. They look at me in the most peculiar way, as if I am talking rubbish, you know. But it is a fact that we need to repair our minds because our minds have been damaged severely. This is, for example, the reason why we are in the position that we are in. Because we don't know where we have been, we don't know who we have been, we don't know where we have to go. This is why we are sitting as lame ducks.
Well, Mama D, as you know, I'm a member of the Galaxy family, and Galaxy Radio is the only de-brainwashing station because we have to de-brainwash ourselves from the colonialism and all the other rest of ism because right here in Gambia and around Africa, around the world anyway we is as African people, every exam that we do is to please the dominant culture and it's not African. If every test that we take is to please this culture, it's full-time African. Start a pass African test to please African culture. And then we're talking about liberation. But for now, we're just playing games. And by playing these games, we don't realize that we have it so good, we're jumping out a frying pan in a fire. Because here you are in Africa, running to Europe. I was born in the UK. I was born there. And I never once feel like an Englishman. I never feel British. I always feel brutish because brutish thing happened to us. It's some terrible thing. Coming back to the Gambia, the reception that we get from the people and the whole escort around is so wonderful. It's like, what do we say, like mediation, counseling, to know that there is a country that cares about us, children of the kidnapped people. And by feeling this vibration, to what when they're talking about your mind, resurrect your mind, don't make your mind be dead and all of these things, we need to think Africa 24 hours every time. Stop thinking about Europe and all of these places, because those are the places that get us in serious trouble. You may talk to a tourist here and they may say Nagade, and they will give you all these beautiful words, but when you come to London town, he's nothing more than that black bastard walking down the street. Be real. I'm not here to romance my brothers and sisters in Africa. I'm here to give them Afrocentric, because I'm not a Roman. I am a child of the kidnapped people.
We have a proverb in Jamaica, you know, Brother Abu, where I was born and grew up to the age of 19 years old. The proverb goes, fish in a river bottom don't know what fish on dry land feel. No?
Yeah.
It's the same thing here, you know.
True.
These people who have it beautiful in Africa.
Real.
Africa, the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like to be in a place where it's really horrible and brutal. They think that it is nice and everything is okay and hunky dory, but they don't know until they go and see it.
We are in the Gambia, you know, and there's a word that I know they use in the Gambia a lot, you know, Surat al-Mustaqeen. The straight path, you know. And I think if Gambia stay on the Surat al-Mustaqeen, they will be, at the end of the day, they will see Jannah to what they say, you know. But if they deviate, and that's the problem that I see, the deviation, because there's a lot of people depend on the authority. You have to rise up the security, because they're doing their best to make Gambia one of the most peaceful countries in West Africa. But the people got to support what's going on. The people got to support it, because if the people don't support it, then you won't have nothing. They said, ask not what Africa can do for you, but ask yourself, what can you do for Africa?
Correct. What a beautiful saying. Yes, Brother Abu, you're so right, you know. We have a culture here, throughout the whole of Africa really, but very obvious here in the Gambia, where people tend to look towards other people to do things for them, and especially towards the government. If anything is to be done, everything is government. Government must do that. Government must do that. Government must do that. I was tired to be talking about it on the radio, saying, look, government can't do everything. What about you doing something for the Africa and the government?
You see, some people maybe in the Gambia would wish that the British would be here ruling still, wish that really what they call brainwash. And some people may think that because they may have more money than the others, then they should be where they should be. Well, that's not the case. That is not the case. That is not justice. There's an African say that a true education is to make a person a good person in society. It's to make you a better person. That's a true education. But if you get a Western education, it's to make you make money, to make you have a good job, and to make you look down on your brother. What I'm saying that the same teacher who teach me in the Caribbean and teach me in the UK and teach you here in Africa is the same colonial person. And you have to realize that he's a psychopath. Say alhamdulillah that we don't turn out to be a psychopath like him, because this, and I realize that a lot of us, because of our education, we develop psychopathic behavior like our colonial master.
True. You know, Brother Abu, one of our African brothers living in the United States of America said that jobs is not the purpose for being educated. Neither is money. He said, the real and primary purpose of being educated is to advance the interests of our people.
That's it.
And to protect those interests and to prevent annihilation of our people. But many people don't see it like that. They see that when you get an education, it is to make money and to have a good job and to get a job that pays a lot of money.
J-O-B, just off broke. That's all a job means. You have to create your own work. It's as simple as that, you know. And just off broke. Joby, you see what they do, right? They give you 7 days to weaken you. Yeah? Because it takes 7 days to make a week, yeah? But if you have a days out, if somebody lick you on your days out, you know, they use a certain science to control you. Back in the UK, they pay you a week in hand, they work you 1 whole week before they pay you, now they work you 1 whole month. So you're not better than before. You may think that you're educated. But if you look at the work that we have as African people, by Wazungu, it's the whole of our people in misery. And then have the nerve to say, oh, I'm sorry, it's my job. That's what we hear. Oh, it's my job. No, it's not your job. It's you. Because if you did educate it properly, you'd learn to be a nice person, a wonderful person, a person with certain dignity within yourself. You understand? That means if you wake up in Gambia and you say that who's a blaming a shaitani regime, how comes you out there behaving like devils? You're just out to seek protection in Allah from the whispering voice of shaitan. But out there you go and you practice the same thing. So I'm saying that if we're going to walk around and say Alhamdulillah, acting Alhamdulillah instead of you're acting the way of shaitan, because this is what the whole thing's all about. It's not for us to come here to look for the best job, but it's up to us to how we greet our brother in the morning, because the Prophet Muhammad said even a smile is charitable. And I'm glad that Gambia is the smiling coast.
Yes, and you know, Gambia is such a tolerant country. Gambia is accepting all kinds of people into Gambia. White, black, Chinese, all sorts of people. But what I notice of late, Brother Abu, is that there is a kind of oppression that is taking place here. Because those very people that we are inviting to come into Gambia are oppressing the Gambians, some of the Gambians who are living here, especially those at the grassroots.
Well, you see, a person that is in authority is a certain amount of trust that person has been given by the people or by the government or by the whatsoever establishment is there to administrate over that person. So if those people violate that trust, then I think there should be a strict punishment on those that violate the trust upon the people.
Definitely. But some people here do not understand white supremacy and how white supremacy operates, yeah? And when we try to explain to them what white supremacy is about, they cannot understand it, because most of the oppression is coming from white supremacy, whether it be in education or finding a job or actually being here in this Gambian society, you know?
Yeah, you said, remember, it's down to the miseducation. Because a lot of people is coming here, and I think the Gambia think that they're so educated that they allow them to run all over the place, you know, but they are dangerous, you know. Dangerous miseducation people can... They said if you have a corrupted leader, you will have a lot of misinformed devotees. So if you have people coming in as teachers, and their interest is not with the Gambian people, but they say Gambia as a cash register, then they're just going to keep on cashing in. The whole thing about it, I go back again and I say there's willing and there's able. And those who are willing is not able, and those who are able is not willing. I'm telling you that, right? We cannot look to those who think that they're up there to help those that is down there, because in history, in society, no one from up there ever come down to help those that is down here. Is down here have to do it themselves. Simple as that.